Hey guys, Travis at Rob Family Farm here. We have started tearing down the old goat shelter doghouse. And like I mentioned in my last video, we're going to tear this one down and the one down through the woods there, and then make a bigger kind of a barn, lean-to type open-sided barn. So I've got the roofing off of it, the tin. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back y'all up and just put you on a little time lapse and start tearing this thing off. And I think I'm gonna stack these pallets right here because my tractor fits through this gate. So I can just pick every one of them pallets up with the tractor after I get it tore apart. So we're gonna get started. All right, it is down. So what I've done is that first stack, it's really all good pallets. The bottoms of them where they were standing on the ground, they're kind of rotted a little bit. So what I may do is put that kind of in the middle. Put these, I may actually put a pressure treated board on the ground for direct contact. Maybe bring them up off the ground, maybe a cap block width, to keep them from being direct to the ground, but put these in the middle. And my plan is to put this right on top of this one and then run a 2x4 up and down to make it a panel 8 foot tall. So all of these, at least the blue ones, I'll use, maybe a couple of them. This is all really trash right here. That's an old square bell feeder I made for the goats last summer, I think. Or no, it's been probably almost 2 years ago we used that one. And then that was the little dog house inside of the big one. We only got one dog left and she's inside now, so we don't need it. Willie's got his house right here. And then when I use that square bell feeder, I'd put that over top of it to keep the bale pretty dry. But it's time to go feed. It is actually getting, the camera doesn't show it, but it's pretty dark out here right now. So we're gonna go down there and feed, help her feed. She's already down there feeding. So we're gonna go help her feed and call it a night. And then maybe tomorrow I'll get out here and get the tractor and haul all this. I'm gonna go ahead and take it once I pick it up and take it down yonder and stack it up in the woods close to where I'm gonna be using it. That way I only have to move it once. And I may take it all at first just to see what I'm gonna, I'll probably just take this first stack down there, and then this stuff I'll take to my trash pile behind the barn. That tin we're gonna use. So yeah, we got a decent amount done today. The wife actually cut this front pasture with the 0 turn. Just put it as high as it'd go and top cut it, kind of like we did that back section right there. But she did this section, and then the number 4, we're gonna call it, in the back there, because we got 1, 2, 3, and 4, because we got 1 and 2 split into 2 now. But so she top cut this one and then top cut that one back there. Just trying to knock down the weeds that they didn't eat when we moved them. And I have started spraying 2,4-D, just trying to kill some of this. You see that little patch right there? That's some big green bushy stuff. And the Pallet, I ain't spraying a lot. I'm trying to pull most of it, this stuff right here. But I am spraying a little bit. I mean, over this is probably 4, let's see, 1.5, 2, yes, about 4 acres. And I've sprayed about 3 gallons, which y'all seen how bad the pokeweed and the beefsteak plant or the Pallet is. So, like I said, I'm still trying to pull some, knock some down, but I'm spraying a little bit after I move the animals. So I might spray this one in the next couple days. I sprayed a little bit right in here in the ditch line yesterday. So I might spray a little bit more in the next day or two, but it's going to be a week at least before they move back to this one. So that'll be episode 1 of the new barn build. So I'll probably do one more episode of tearing down that one and then post it, and then maybe do 2 or 3 of actually building it, putting it together, depending on how long it takes. Thank y'all for watching. Hey y'all, it's Travis at Rob Family Farm again. Out here on this back pasture, number, I guess we're gonna call it number 4, because you got the front pasture up there that we split in 2. This is pasture number 2 that we split in 2. So that's paddock 1 of pasture 2. This is paddock 2, and it is looking really good. All the grass is coming up. These seed heads right here, they're about knee high right here. So we can give it about another week, leave them on paddock 1 here in pasture 2, and they still got a good bit of grass over there. I'm trying not to let them eat it down too much, but also trying to give this one time to rest a little bit, and then I'll put them back here. But pastures are coming in good this summer with all the work we've been doing. But today what we're gonna do is, you see on this fence line here, we got this milkweed, a lot of these little sprigs and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean off everything that's not green. It's just dead, like this right in here. There's no leaves on it or anything. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off. And then cut this whole, I got a tree limb on the fence right here. I gotta cut it off. But there's one pile of brush. So then we'll clean down through here. Everything that's milkweed, trash that they can't eat or it's dead, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it low. And then we're gonna trim up some more of this fence line down through there, all the way back to that corner there. Then I'm gonna clean out the little trail that goes up in there. We can take the side by side up that fence line, right up against it. And then there's my second brush pile that I'm starting to make. Then I'm gonna, everything else I cut from here down that way, I will put in that brush pile. But that's what we're gonna do today. I'm not gonna video the whole thing. That's the first project today, and then depending on how long that takes, we're gonna grab a few pressure treated boards and get started on the new barn that we're building right up in the woods behind that little barn right there that I've got mostly about 95% tore down. We're gonna build another one up in the woods, probably, I think we decided last night, about 10 foot deep and maybe 13, 14 foot wide for a shelter in that front pasture for the winter time. We've got the little one up front that we're gonna expand out a little bit. And then we'll have that one in the second paddock. And then we've got this shelter right here that we're gonna expand out a little bit, but we use it on both because when we move this electric, we move the animals, we move the electric on each side of the feed trough and that barn, so it serves purpose for both of these back here. So after we get this fence line cleaned off and cleaned up and get it ready to move them probably in about a week, we're gonna go Home Depot, grab 2 or 3 pieces of pressure treated lumber that I need for that, and then we're gonna get started on that. So after I clear here for a little bit, I'll touch base with y'all. All right, we are done in this pasture for the day. So we got all this cleared out. Anything that's got any kind of green growing on it, I'm gonna let it grow for the rest of the year. I may cut it this winter, but the goats will eat them little sprigs and stuff, so they ain't bothering. a whole lot, but we got it to where we can, after they do go off this year and we top cut it, we've got it to where we can get right up to the edge of the woods here, down through there, get all the, we had a bunch of limbs laying in the grass here and stuff like that where we had trimmed before, but we got all that up. And then over here in the corner, back in this back corner back here, there was a nest of barbed wire and high tensile wire and stuff kind of halfway buried in the mud. We pulled that out with the tractor, got all that out so none of the animals get tripped up on it or tied up in it. And then we started trimming up this pasture line, or this fence, field line, I guess you'd call it. Wood line, there you go, wood line, up through there. All the limbs that were laying down and broken off and stuff. So, same as the other one, we can get in here and top cut up right here. And then I went through with some 2,4-D. I know I said in the previous video I don't want to spray, but I'm having to spray. It's overtaking me. I can't pull it fast enough. I do every day when I'm out here, so I pull what I can, but I'm also spraying. So after we got done working, I went ahead and sprayed any of the milkweed that was back in here. See it right here, and there's a little right there. So we got this big old pile now. We got one here, and we got the one down there. Then we've got this other green stuff we cut. We've thrown, the camera keeps looking at my hand, but we've thrown all this green stuff on the other side so they can eat it. Once they get done eating the leaves off of it, we'll bring it back over here, put it in the brush piles. That's it for now. We're gonna run, grab a bite to eat. It's lunchtime. And run, maybe grab some lumber, drop off our farm package that somebody wanted a silent auction, and come back, maybe take a nap, or maybe get started on a little barn up in the woods. All right, guys, we're down here working on the new barn, I guess I could call it. We did get that one totally dismantled just now, and this is what we're looking like. So what we're doing, this is what we're looking like. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do 3 pallets deep, and we're gonna do 4 wide. And how we're doing it, we'll take the pallets, screw a 2x4 between them. So we're fixing to put one more here, and then we'll take this 2x4, about fell, and screw it to the sides, and then we'll screw these to that, and then we'll do those 4, we'll stand them up at one time, and then we'll screw these together in the middle, then stand them up and screw them to those. But then after this back wall's up, what I'm gonna do is I got some rough cut lumber that I used to close in the end of the barn wall. I've got some pieces left on that. I'm gonna take and run across on that wall and then across on this wall. Give it a little more rigidity. And then at the end over here, we'll come back this way with another one. Then sometime next week or 2, we'll start on the roof or the ceiling. But it'll be a lot bigger than what they had. All of them will be able to get in here out of the weather. And then in the winter time, I'll be able to put a pallet in the corner there and drive the tractor up here and put a round bale of hay back there. They can eat in here. And then as they shred it, they'll just bed on it. Instead of bringing it to the main barn, they'll bed down here in the hay. And so that'll give one good barn here. Then that one up there, we're gonna expand it out sideways and close in the back and the other side. So that'll be another one. We're not gonna go any deeper on that one. So, and then also I'm gonna work on that one, the hay trough, in the next week or 2, change it up a little bit more. And then that other barn, we're gonna extend it long ways a little bit and then finish closing the back and the side in on it. So they'll all be closed in on 3 sides, hopefully by winter time. But we'll see. But what I'm gonna do is, while we work here a little bit longer, we ain't gonna be out here much longer, but while we're doing this, I'm gonna put y'all on a time lapse. guys, we are done for the day. It's getting dark on us, and we still gotta go feed the animals. So we're headed to do that. We got cleaned up, got the pretty much structure in there. So we gotta get 6 more pallets put up top. Then the walls are done. We can start working on the rafters and the header going across the front here. I think I've got some lumber, 13, 14 foot long. If I do, then I'll put 2 of them together, make a good header across the top. And then we'll put the drawers going this way and then put the tent on them. If I don't, I'll go find me a straight tree, maybe a foot around or something, or 4 inches around, anyway, as big as these posts are, 3-4 inches across. And I'll just screw it across the top there. Put a 2x4 on this side and one on the back side, and it'll hold it from rolling back and forth. Run a couple screws in it, it'll stay, and that'll be my header. But that's all we got today. So what we got is, I think it's 13 feet 7 inches across and 10 feet deep. Nice barn. We got about 150 bucks in it. So other than what 10, I believe we'll be able to use the 10 that we had on these. All right, there's 4 pieces laying there, and there's 4 pieces that were on the other little barn up there. So I'm hoping most of it will cover that. If not, we'll run and get a couple more of those cheap pieces. I'm not gonna put that good barn 10 up here. Not for now anyway. I may change my mind. But that's it for today. Thank y'all for watching. Again, like, subscribe, follow us on Facebook. And y'all have a good weekend.